Did Cloudflare just kill WordPress? That's the question we're going to answer in this video. So what I have in front of me is the new blog that on the 1st of April, Cloudflare released, talking about their new open source CMS called EmDash. And I at first thought, was this a April Fool's joke? But it isn't. I've read through the whole article, and we're going to take a quick dive into the article. I'm going to explain some key points and features that you will find without needing to read the whole article. And we're going to take a look at the playground of EmDash and see what it actually can do. And I will provide you with some guidelines on how you can eventually also use it, so that you will be able to optimize the usage by only watching this short video. So what it actually is, it's a serverless version of WordPress with a much higher security. So it's all the benefits of WordPress. Let's say the publishing, the speed, and the user accessibility. So everyone can create a WordPress blog and start publishing to the world, but in a much easier and more simple web method that is way secure with EmDash. So what they did is they have the cost of building software has drastically decreased. We recently rebuilt Next.js in 1 week using AI coding agents. So in the past 2 months, they have we're trying to rebuild the WordPress open source project from the ground up. Because WordPress powers over 40% of the internet, it's a massive source that has enabled anyone to be a publisher and create a global community of WordPress developers. So that is very outstanding. And I personally also still use WordPress, but what I've previously noticed is that the time it takes currently to keep your WordPress site secure and remove all the, for example, possibilities of a hack or a data breach or a leak or anything that can happen to your WordPress site is just such a headache, especially when your site grows. That's why we also migrated some of our sites from WordPress WooCommerce over to Shopify. But with this, EmDash is fully open source, MIT licensed, and available on GitHub. And we'll get into this later, and I'll show you some specifics what you can do. So if you are familiar with WordPress, you'll think, hey, isn't this like WordPress? It looks quite similar, but I think that they did that on purpose so that you can get a native WordPress feel to it. So WordPress has accomplished a lot, and if you've ever used WordPress and you're a bit familiar with it, then you know how incredible it was maybe 10, 15, or 20 years ago. But the time has changed, just as they are mentioning in this article. And the big risk is WordPress plugin security. So it's such a real risk that WordPress.org manually reviews and approves each plugin. At the time of writing, that review queue is over 800 plugins long. And I think that is self-explanatory. So EmDash plugins have two important properties that mitigate this marketplace lock-in. Plugins can have any license, they run independently of EmDash and share no code, and plugin code runs independently in a secure sandbox. So your website and your everything you're building online is much more secure without you even hiring someone to fix a security or, in hindsight, fix a leak or remove a broken plugin or something like that. Furthermore, they are integrating X402 support, and that is the following. This is a business model. The current business model of the web is at risk, where you, for example, get traffic to your site and then advertisers pay you to get featured on your website. So that is at risk when there are no humans looking at a site to advertise to. But what they have integrated is X402, and it's an open neutral standard for internet native payments. It lets anyone on the internet easily charge and any client pay on demand on a pay per use basis. A client, such as an agent, sends a HTTP request and receives a HTTP 402 payment required status code. So this means that you will be able to charge for your content besides getting any advertiser money, because if the traffic goes down but there are still agents visiting your sites, you'll be able to still charge them. And the best thing is all you need to do is configure which content should require payment, set how much to charge, and provide a wallet address. And that's the only thing. They're making it really, they are, as they said here, at the top of the article, the cost of building software has drastically decreased. So they are trying to make sure that everyone with or without any technical knowledge will be able to have these types of features implemented. It's really a gap closer. And something that's really piqued my interest is the solving scale to zero for WordPress hosting platforms. And we recently, with the help of the SAM automation crew, we did a migration from one of our bigger WordPress websites from SiteGround, where we were paying almost 3 times as much to a virtual private server on Hetzner, and we migrated this website. And the speed is the same, it's even better. The maintenance is much less, and it's such a less of a headache. But with this, where you are able to run your website serverless, because EmDash is different, it's built to run on serverless platforms and make the most out of V8 isolated architecture of Cloudflare's open source runtime. So it also, and the best part is, you only pay for the CPU time, this time spent doing actual work. So let's say, for example, if your site doesn't get any traffic at night, you won't even be paying for that. And that's this whole update of EmDash is really, I think, empowering the future of small publishers, anyone that wants to build a hobby or blog site about a topic they really care about, but also bigger publishers with more traffic. They're really going to empower them, and that'll be also in the next part. I'm gonna skip over this Astro part, but here is the juice. An AI native CMS, MCP, CLI, and skills for EmDash. The least fun part about working with any CMS is doing the road migration of content. So what he previously would do is, for example, you write an article in ChatGPT, you put it into Google Docs, you make a couple of changes in it, you rewrite a couple of passages, and then you publish it to your dashboard or to your WordPress site or to your Shopify site. With EmDash, you'll be able to make direct calls to your website. So meaning the following. So what you can do is actually the following. In your EmDash backend, you head into settings, API tokens below, and there you create an API token. And if you share that API token to your worker, to your platform you're using, it will be able to directly connect to your website, and it is able to send traffic, send articles directly to your website, and it will really decrease the time of working, and it will really 2x, 3x, or maybe even 10x your productivity by using this small thing. But not small thing, I'm sorry, by using this massive change. So now I'm going to head into the EmDash backend. Here is the EmDash playground. Anyone can access it through here, deploy to Cloudflare. Is it? Yeah, here's the deploy to Cloudflare, and here will be your playground that you'll be able to use. If you've ever used a WordPress site, this will look pretty familiar to you. So here's your dashboard. Let me head into pages, the about page. The first thing you'll notice is it's still a version 1.0, and it's made on the 1st of April. So it really, the content and the publishing part is still really scarce, but it makes me think about the classic editor that WordPress always had, and that's something that's really close to my heart, because the classic editor is just such a nice overview. Here on the left, you can even, I read online and I saw in videos that people thought it was a bit scarce, a bit not too much, how do you say it, not too much developed for publishing yet. But I think with these basics, it's already way ahead of WordPress. Not necessarily way ahead of WordPress, but it's taking steps in the right direction. And I think that this page builder, this page editor, it looks pretty simple. It looks pretty straightforward, and anyone can see and use this page and edit this page. So the homepage, it's also a way cleaner, for in my personal opinion, a way cleaner look for a simple website instead of the standard WordPress themes that you get for free. Then we got the posts here. All right, so yeah, you can add a image up here. You can add your content here, H2, H3. Let's so, for example, a H4 is missing, but that's like what I said. It's the first version. Taxonomies, SEO. So look, you don't even need a Yoast SEO plugin for this anymore. You can just do it natively from the EmDash backend, and that's genius. Media library, comments, menus, redirects. This is also a very nice feature that you can feature. So the thing is, usually you would always need to have a plugin for this, and this plugin dependability can break your site at any moment, even when you're sleeping. It can be a problem at the developer side. It can break your site, and it can result in you losing revenue because of a something you didn't even have control over. Here you have the widgets. It's pretty straightforward. Sections. This is also very nice. I didn't even see this in the first stand. All right. Oh, this is genius. If you can just create recreatable sections. Yeah, I didn't even see this in the first hand, so this is very nice. Categories is pretty straightforward. Tags as well. Bylines. You can also create a... Ooh, yes. The thing is, for a lot of these features, I used to, and I still have, specific plugins on my WordPress website. And that they just took this out, and they are creating a much securer platform is really the right step forward, I think. And if I just head back into the article in here and I scroll down, there's one more thing that I want to mention before I close off this video, and it is the 5-minute setup process. If you probably can remember, if you've ever installed a WordPress website on your own, it's a simple just the 5 minutes, the 2 clicks. You just enter your site name, you enter your site URL, and it just loads up. And here it gives the exact same experience, and you'll be able to import your WordPress site to EmDash in just a matter of minutes. And they really are closing the gap and making it much easier for anyone to migrate. My honest opinion is that currently EmDash in this form is not ready, but they will be in the following months, and at least in the following year they will overtake a big chunk of the WordPress users. And I'll be following their updates closely through their blog. If you have any other questions regarding WordPress, automation, SEO, marketing, just send us a message at samautomation.com. If you want to get in touch with us, do that as well. If you've liked this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Take a look at our other videos that we have, and we talk to you soon. Bye for now.